All right. As you're in the process of considering or perhaps even starting your business, one of the things that we want to do is just actually get into the right mindset. And one of the things that I do want to stress at this point is the importance of just realizing what percent of businesses out there need accounting services. I think this is just an epiphany that a lot of us need to have, which is to recognize that all businesses need accounting services, as regardless of how large or small, whether they're new or old, every business is in the need of accounting services. And so to benefit from what it is you can do for them, it's important to first of all realize that they need, whether it be monthly accounting and bookkeeping services, yearly tax services, perhaps tax planning services, they can use your services. And so as you go into this process of looking out and opening your eyes as to what the opportunities are, you'll actually start to see and recognize that as you drive down the street, as you go through areas of the community, every one of these businesses that you're seeing as you're passing are going to be potential customers and clients. And so what we want to do is just first of all, just kind of open up and recognize that the opportunity is large. And then when you put into it the perspective of how many clients you ultimately need to meet what your goals are, you'll start to see that the opportunity is sufficient, if not endless, as to what it is you're able to accomplish. So the first thing is, again, recognizing what percent of businesses out there need your services is 100%. So what we need to do then is just identify which of them are ideal customers, which of them would be the preferred ones for you to work with so that they could truly realize and benefit from the things that you do. So for that reason, we want to then take it a step further and identify what is in fact the ideal potential client. And generally speaking, what we want to do is define them as any business that has fewer than 20 employees. That right there is a great indicator simply because of the fact that they are too small typically to bring in-house the accounting process. They're generally outsourcing the accounting needs that they have, whether it be to someone that is doing it on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. They're not doing it internally. That's the first thing that you want to identify as your ideal customer. The second is revenue stream. Typically speaking, anything less than $1 million in revenue, perhaps even smaller, will also typically be outsourcing their accounting services because they're in a situation where, again, they cannot afford or perhaps do not have enough work to justify hiring someone full-time. And so for that being the case, they are perfect for you to then approach and offer your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and such services because they're in a situation where they need what you have to offer and are willing to pay for it. That leads me to my next point. The critical thing to recognize when marketing, accounting, and bookkeeping tax services is to understand not only what percent of businesses need what it is you have to offer, but to also recognize that many of them, when getting into business, had zero intentions, like you, to actually do accounting and bookkeeping or taxes. They got into business because they're passionate about what it is they do. They love the product or service they produce and offer. And so they're focused on marketing and producing that. For that reason, one of the things that becomes a distraction is obviously the accounting, bookkeeping, and tax work that needs to be done. They push it off, they delay it, they postpone it. And because of that, finding you to help actually address that need is a relief because now they're able to feel comfortable that it's being taken care of, but at the same time, they can now focus on what they enjoy and love and need to do to make money. Now, oftentimes, one of the things that you need to understand is many of these businesses that are smaller either have themselves doing the bookkeeping, for example. They've just kind of taken it on as one of those necessary things they need to do once a week, let's say. And because of that, they're happy to now finally find someone like you to do the work. The second is just out of support. It's a spouse that says, go run your business and I'll support, I'll take care of the financials. And they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to help or assist in supporting their spouse and moving forward in this direction. And honestly, this isn't just for someone that may have started a few months ago. This is someone that's been in business 1 or 2 or 3 years still, where the spouse may be still helping them. And then the other happens to be someone administrative. Maybe it's a manager or an administrative person in the company. They've been asked again and again to do more and more of the accounting work. They don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to maybe process payments or record transactions, and they're just haphazardly going along, and it's not being done correctly. And that's why all of these individuals would benefit from your services going in and actually helping them with the accounting, bookkeeping, and tax. Now, understand that when approaching these people, you just need to first and foremost have the realization that they can benefit from what you do. That you, just by very nature, your training, your education, your certification, and also your enthusiasm, your interest, will by default do it much better than they can do it for themselves. So let's just go ahead and focus on the fact that there is an opportunity, there is a demand or a need for your services, that these businesses oftentimes don't have anyone proficient doing it as they should. And then lastly, one of the things that I want you to just understand is that many of these business owners unfortunately see accounting as a necessary evil. It's something that they feel they just have to do because they've chosen to be in business, and they don't see oftentimes the benefits that having proper accounting information can bring to help them make more informed, educated business decisions. And so the transition that we're going to want to make them realize is first and foremost that them doing the accounting and bookkeeping is costing them more money than it should. You can do it for far less. They make more money doing what they love and enjoy. So let's get them the time they need to go out there and make the money, which would then afford them the ability to pay you for your services. But secondly, accounting, bookkeeping, tax, these are not necessary evils. There's gems of information in there to help them more intelligently run their business that you can use to help them manage cash flow better, make better business decisions. And so if you're the one doing their books, you're going to be far more apt to actually help them succeed in their business than perhaps they are now. And so as you go out there with the mindset of, I'm about ready to grow my business, start my business, understand there is a demand and need. You have a place to actually feel a demand and need. And most importantly, you have an opportunity to help them realize that accounting is an asset to their success and a benefit to what it is they're doing. So with that perspective, I believe you're ready now to take that next step in moving forward to either start and build your business. So take care, and let's go to the next step.